Kuzampo, a very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program with me, Sunampem. Our top stories this week. Private Schools Association of Bhutan proposes the government to call off Class 10 board examinations. More than 91% of graduates clear the Bhutan Civil Service Examinations 2019. And Bhutan's under-23 men's football team returned home with silver at the 13th South Asian Games. The decision of the government to do away with cut-off point in Class 10 earlier this year has left the private schools in huge distress. And the government's plan to absorb additional 1,500 students into the government schools next year has worsened the situation. As a result, the Private Schools Association of Bhutan submitted a joint proposal to the Prime Minister recently. In its proposal, the association has recommended to call off Class 10 board examinations. This is because the right to free education has been upgraded to Class 12 with the introduction of full scholarships for all Bhutanese students. As per the proposal, the examination no longer serves its purpose of screening students based on academic performance. With seats assured, students are likely to not take the examination seriously.
Now there's no cut-off point. Now there's Class 10 examinations no longer, even public examinations no longer record. We are suggesting, why don't you just knock off public examination Class 10? Because from there they can save about 50 million annually. To conduct public examinations is a very, very expensive affair.
In addition, the association has also sought to completely remove the cut-off point system which the association feels still exists.
And this year when we asked if the cut-off point is going to be there or not, they still say cut-off point is going to be there. So if they are serious on it, our proposal is remove completely. From whoever secures the first position, whole Bhutan first, till the person who actually just passed, they should be flattened and let them be given an education voucher, and let them choose school, go to private school or public school, anywhere they want.
Most schools stated that they ran in loss after the shift in the policy. The 21 private schools received about 4,000 Class 11 students this year.
All the schools have existing approved fee structures. Some of the schools have 45,000 per child per annum. Some have 40,000 per child per annum. Some 50, and it existed in accordance with the kind of facilities that they actually give, and the structures were all approved by the Ministry of Education. So when it had to be flattened at 30 and 50, in considering of all the kind of different qualities that existed, that was the first inconvenience.
Meanwhile, the Education Minister said the ministry is currently looking at the proposal. Sunampem for BBS News. Local leaders in Mongar are concerned about losing local names of places in the Gyeogs. Kenkar is one such example. It was initially known as Chenkar, but with time the name faded slowly. Gub said it is high time to initiate research on local names of places in the country.
The issue was raised in the recent Dzongkak Tsogdu that Kenkar has to be changed to its initial name as Chenkar to preserve its original name. The Kenkar Gub said, with change in time, the name of places keeps on changing and it is a big concern for the locals.
Lase changmagi te se sum ngachi lomenlu te jemdalu te ngachi na kenkardi te phogin bomshogi be de jichani digi te ngachi gi te chekinale bewajindi te phogin bomshulu di chenpo se te ngachi gi kenkar be member ngachi gi chenkar se shule dazur di nyambe ngachi gi te kenkar se te jusuno se ngachi gi phamgen shidu chuge debe shenidu
maung polong ngachi gi bushi sudong te aniki te 차기디 유스슈네 남아봐 슈리쇼바 전 냠니게 인간 가도 발라 다도 마비와 젠나 다도 로 딩아치기 te ani 쟁가세 되는 가치를 디나와 젠 슈리디 마ung polong bushi chugira debe zeniki 유스슈네
The Gub also said he do not agree with the reason for the name Kenkar given in a book published by the Home Ministry.
Kenkar se cutting bokeng na king se midi mi rolangi tenga chigi rolangi king zumbe ya dongphula gi talu lapcha gi talu ye se nga chilo debe te kan nai debe jipsele debe zenu tenga chilo de kitab na debe ra thenu se junela di ina mena se nga chigi dia nga chigi jipsele beta ye se junela.
However, currently all the ministries and organizations follow the names of places issued by Delimitation Commission in 2016, which also says Kenkar. The Dzongkhag Tsogdu decided to write to the Home Ministry to change the name of the place from Kenkar to Chenkar. For Sonam Sringin Mongar, this is Tandin Finso for BBS News.
Ha Dzongkhag is exploring ways to promote tourism and making the district a sustainable model tourism destination in the country. However, the tourism developmental plans and existing services are often hindered by the route permit required for regional tourists visiting Ha.
Regional tourists visiting Ha needs to get a route permit from Department of Immigration in Thimphu. This, according to people, is hampering tourism business and discouraging people from operating homestays and implementing tourism activities. As per Bhutan Tourism Monitor 2018, more than 200,000 regional tourists visited Bhutan, of which only about 3% visited Ha. However, people believe the number is much lower than Ha's capacity to absorb tourists. In a recent Dzongkhag Tsogdu, local leaders decided to write to the parliament to do away with the route permit.
In one hand, Dzongkhag is promoting tourism. In other hand, the government is still keeping that special permit system in place. So the Dzongkhag Tsogdu has passed a resolution to make an appeal to the government to lift this restriction. I think in some way this would actually discourage tourists visiting Ha.
Some of the tour operators say most of the tourists choose to visit only up to Chelela Pass, even with the route permit to visit Ha. The Dzongkhag Tsogdu in the past put a moratorium on construction of high-end hotels and handicraft shops with no authentic Bhutanese products to provide tourists the real essence of local culture and traditions.
People can avail all the modern facilities, the tourists. They can stay in Taj, they can stay in Shiwaling, or they can stay in Uman, Amma Resort, all those things. So if Ha is also going to do the same thing, then there's no reason why people should come all the way to Ha just to stay and experience the same which they can experience in Paro in Thimphu. And then we identified homestay as the unique one. Now to promote homestays, we don't want big FDIs, we don't want concrete jungles to come up in Ha. So we wanted to promote homestay, and to promote homestay, we said we are going to put a moratorium on the high-end resorts.
There are around 27 homestays and 3 three-star hotels in Ha. It was only in 2002 that the government opened Ha to tourism. With its late entry into tourism sector, the district focuses on community-based sustainable tourism development. For Sangachezom in Ha, this is Tandin Finso for BBS News.
After recurrent fire disasters in recent years at Chamkhar town in Bumthang, the Dzongkhag administration is finally gearing towards ensuring fire safety in the town. This comes in the form of installing fire hydrants, fire drills and various sensitization programs. Authorities in the district also carried out an inspection of electrical wires and wood-burning stove or pokari chimney in all buildings in the town recently.
3 years on since the last major fire disaster in Chamkhar, people in town still remain in fear. The last fire in December 2016 razed 6 houses that had over 20 shops in them. All these buildings have been rebuilt after the fire. Most of them have now been insured, unlike in the past. Though living in fear of another house fire has become a habit for the residents here, not many people have fire protection devices such as fire extinguishers placed in their shops and residences, except for a few shops, hotels and entertainment centers.
As winter approaches, I become very cautious of fire and become worried. I sleep late at night and monitor the town to see if there's any unusual smoke or spark coming out of buildings here. I've lost my home to fire twice, once in 2011 and another time in December 2016. So I worry a lot that we might get struck by another fire. Life has already been tough for me since I lost my home and belongings to the last two fires.
When I talk about fire, it brings back bad memories. We still live in fear. Fire doesn't spare anything on its way. We even lost a life to fire in a hotel in the past. It would be beneficial to the people here if the government could depute two persons who keep on checking the electrical wires and Bukhari pipes all through the winter and remind people of fire safety. This would make people wary of the electrical wirings and condition of their Bukhari chimneys.
Recently, the authorities issued notification letters to residents and shopkeepers whose wirings and Bukhari chimneys needed to be fixed. They were given a 1-month duration to fix them. Meanwhile, the installation of fire hydrants in the town also began last week. 1.4 million Newton is being spent on the project. Hydrants like this will enable fire trucks to draw water from a water main during the time of emergencies.
The Royal Bhutan Police, the Tromding Ngosap's office, the Dzongkhag administration and Bhutan Power Corporation have conducted the inspection of the electrical wirings and Bukhari chimneys. We have notified the people whose wirings and chimneys have to be rectified. Moreover, with the fire hydrants coming up, there will be hydrant points in 15 locations which would cover the entire area of the town.
A drill on operating fire extinguishers and fire safety sensitization programs were also recently conducted for Chamkar's business community and people working in entertainment centers.
The entire people of Bumtang requested His Holiness the J. Khenpo to perform a ritual to avert misfortunes in the town, and after the rituals were performed, we haven't had any major fire in the town. However, the municipality, Tromding Ngosap's office, the Dzongkhag administration and the Royal Bhutan Police conducted a fire drill to the public where they were taught about the operation of fire extinguishers and other fire safety practices.
Since I joined Phumthang as the new zonda last year, I've been telling people in the town to purchase a fire extinguisher each. Some of them have purchased it and we would like to acknowledge their cooperation, and we have again told the ones who haven't done so to buy one each. If they still don't want to comply to our request, we might have to take some necessary action.
Meanwhile, the installation of the fire hydrants in the town is expected to be complete by the end of this month. For Kipchu in Bumthang, this is Pasang Doji for BBS News.
The 2019 Bhutan Civil Service examination result was declared recently. Of the 1,748 students who appeared for the exam, almost 1,600 secured 50% and above. 50 is the minimum score required to be eligible to apply for a job in the civil service.
Yishi Chodan with BA English from Royal Thimphu College topped the general category with 80.71%. She was followed by Chenpo and Tek Bahadur Kaga from Sharabtsi College with 71.56 and 71.54% respectively. Tashi Doji from Sharabtsi College topped the Dzongkha category with 73.77%. Sangye Wanchu, also from Sharabtsi College, and Tendel Zangmo from the Institute of Language and Cultural Studies came second and third respectively. In the technical category, Karma Chorten Dendup from the College of Natural Resources obtained the highest score with 73.26%, followed by Pema Wangdi with 72% and Pasang Doji with 71.31%, both from Amity Institute of Applied Sciences in Uttar Pradesh, India. Karmathile topped the B8 Zonka category with 69.5%. Lekyuwande came second and Tandin Namge stood third. All three are from the Paro College of Education. In the B8 General category, Nyima Doji from Paro College of Education scored the highest with 75.85%. Tashidawa from Samti College of Education came in second with 74.63% and Chimiwangmo from Paro College of Education stood third with 73.17%. The selection and placement will be carried out later this month. However, RCSC says eligible students will be absorbed into the civil service based on availability of vacancies. According to the RCSC, there are currently 889 vacancies for 2020 intake in professional and management category in the civil service. All the selected candidates are required to undergo a mandatory drug test as part of the selection process. Pema Saldun Sring, BBS News.
Kaung Gyeok in Thimphu is reporting increasing burglary and auto-stripping incidences in recent times. They are now requesting police for night patrolling teams and CCTV cameras in their Gyeok.
Thieves broke into these two cars on the same night a few days ago in Kabisa. Owners lost personal belongings, including cash. It has now become common recently, and now people are asking support from the police.
dakchung mangmi sokpa chashapda tindre nandi ngachiki ta labebeke betsa drupdrupki tiru hangjure yobachin ta kachewgi sadisuru ngachi CCTV re suniji kacheye se ngachi tindre chapji.
The GUP said, with CCTV cameras all over Thimphu city, thieves are now taking chances in isolated areas.
Thimphu thomdi mireregi kimnalu CCTV rere subda ta aulu tendi sami putsu disu kara ke CCTV camera ki tamatoble ta kon kara shamsa sasa tungsa kara machi minabi yukallo ta CCTV map shedi kara yata judo se Thimphu kape katole numo 추지 니 숨 쉬신지라 공기 나나 마고시 치갈레 시블기 코다 돔디스 셰디 탑셰 나서기 톨레 공기 제데 제심바 numrello patronge nando ose.
Kaung Gyeok, with close to 300 households, now plans to start Friends of Police or FOP for youths for a crime-free community. For Pema Sewang, this is Tandin Finso for BBS News.
Gyeongju Thomde is hoping to solve its water scarcity issue with the help of its new borewell machine. The Thomde is exploring borewell drinking water sources around the town. The borewell machine is also one of the pledges of the government to ensure round-the-clock drinking water supply.
The machine was received 3 months back by the Thomde and immediately put to use. In recent years, Gyeongju Thomde has been facing drinking water scarcity with only 2 sources of drinking water from the Punachangchu and the water treatment plant at Mao River. The 2 sources have been catering to the ever-growing population amidst ongoing constructions and frequent disruption at source during the monsoon. However, the Trompen is now optimistic and looking forward to a brighter future of making drinking water available round the clock in the Tromde with the help of the borewell machine.
Getting these machines, we have already done with two borewells through the help of the ministry and these machines, and one is now very smoothly functioning in hospital entirely for them as well as the area nearby. And another we have already done with the borewelling, and we are coming up with a reservoir tank. So we have already floated in tender. So once the reservoir tank is ready, I think the area covering Tasiling as well as the new workshop area and the area nearby will be benefited.
The Trompe also added that they will work out to send the borewell machine on hire to its neighboring Dzongkhaks, institutions, organization on minimal charges to meet fuel, maintenance and operations cost. However, private individuals may not get access to the services for now because the Tromde is yet to discuss it with the relevant agencies.
So we have already received application, as I am informed by my executive secretary, that Phuncheling Tromde is already requesting. So like that, maybe other agencies from other Dzongkhaks, Chirang, Dagana, Zemgang, Phuncheling, these regions I think will cater the services.
The borewell machine is worth 20 million newton with a capacity to dig about 600 meter depth. For Karmoandin Gelifu, Sringdandu for BBS News.
The Royal Monetary Authority has introduced additional loans to its priority sector lending scheme. This means clients can avail additional loans to the initial PSL loan amount of 500,000 newton. This was shared during the central bank's meeting with its clients of Norbugang Gyeok in Pemagasa.
The central bank says while availing the PSL scheme will initially start with the 500,000 newton, clients can apply for an additional loan. The bank will, however, decide on how much additional loan one can get based on certain conditions such as the client's repayment history and recommendations from officials.
We carried out lots of discussions on it this year. We called all the focal persons from the Dzongkhaks in Thimphu. We asked if this 500,000 amount is enough or not. We were advised to keep the initial loan amount as it is and to give an additional loan based on the loan payback records.
This initiative is also expected to encourage more people to take loans through the PSL scheme. Currently, 5 farmers in Pemagasa have availed loans through the PSL scheme. The team also advocated the clients on the importance of setting a good culture in repayment and to invest safe amount to expand their business. The central bank introduced PSL scheme to transform cottage and small industries sector into a more enterprising and commercial-oriented sector with better access to finance. For Teledoji in Pemagasa, this is Pasang Doji for BBS News.
The run for gold has ended for Bhutan after a 2-1 defeat at the hands of Nepal in the finals of the men's under-23 football on Tuesday. Despite a remarkable performance, the Dragon Boys had to settle for silver. However, it is a historic moment as Bhutan reached the finals for the first time at the South Asian Games.
The host nation kept the Bhutanese strikers at bay right from the beginning of the game. Nepal scored a cheeky goal in the 17th minute of the game. But Bhutan continued to put pressure. The much-needed equalizer came in the 37th minute from captain Zencho Gelson, soothing Bhutanese hearts. The game went on 1 draw in the first half. The Bhutanese side conceded yet another goal after the halftime whistle when Nepal scored a header in the 54th minute. The game ended 2-1. However, this is Bhutan's first ever finals played at an international event, winning a silver medal. Sringdandu for BBS News.
Well, that's all for this week. Thank you for joining us.